If y'all have been here since my very first attempt at boho knotless braids, you would know that this journey did not come with ease at all, okay? I am now on, I believe, the 6th or 7th attempt to do boho knotless, and I've officially perfected it. So I had to bring you guys a video because when I went to Costa Rica, I got so many questions about the hair that I used, and this was a little bit different. So of course, all of the hair details and everything that I use will be listed down in the description box. The hair that I'm using today is actually from WowAfrican. Now, to my surprise, I had never actually seen boho raw hair at all. So I was very curious to see how it would look. And honestly, I wanted this on a track real bad, okay? When I tell you a clip-in, please, ASAP. I need it immediately with some cute little twists. Anywho, girl, I don't know why I turned around like a little, what is happening, okay? Now, if you guys remember, I did do a big chop around November of last year. And so I've been on this I don't want to say heat-free journey because, girl, okay? I've been on this journey to grow back out my natural hair, and it is really, really thriving. Y'all know that I do not go in with any type of heat at all without a heat protectant. So I usually go in with the Mizani Thermal Smooth, or why can't I think of it right now? Thermal Strength, to just help protect everything. And it's done a wonderful job of providing moisture. And I ended up using the blow dryer on cool. So actually no heat at all. Hence why it's not like blown out. It's more like a real deal afro. And I'm loving it. Okay. Now this video was real natural. I did not feel the need to go in with like a bunch of makeup and do the whole thing. This is really like, what are we doing to our hair for a vacation? What are we feeling? Honestly, I was feeling the afro, but somebody just gonna have to tell me, Chrissy, why didn't you do your hair? Y'all hear that thunder in the back? Girl, it's going down, okay? I don't know what's been going on with the weather lately. It goes from really, really hot to pouring, raining every single day. But I'm going to count my blessings because I really don't want to see us in a drought at all. So it is what it is. Now, you guys have asked me before, like, Chrissy, why is it that when you start your braids, sometimes you go in and pre-section everything off? Does that really save you time? In my opinion, it does, just because once I actually get into the groove of things and really, start the braiding process, I'm not having to realize that one section is larger than the other. I already know what's going on before I even invest my time, energy, let alone the money, okay? And actually, y'all know, my favorite thing to do is actually my hair. It really is therapy to me. So whenever I'm just honestly in a mood, I find that this really just creates a space for me to be able to think through my thoughts, listen to a nice little podcast, an audiobook, some nice music, and kind of just vibe out. So that's exactly what this day was all about. And this was like the first time that I actually done my hair in a while. I mean, I had not done boho knotless. I know y'all like, Chrissy, I see you post videos all the time. But what I've been doing more recently is really stretching out the styles. Typically, you guys would see me come here, it would maybe be in for a week, I'd take it out, move on to the next. I've been stretching my braided styles out for about 2 to 3 weeks, especially if no rubber bands are like included at all. So you guys, if you need to run it back, definitely do. I'm showing you a great method to really be able to like section out the hair. So of course, y'all saw I split the bottom across the back from my ears, ear to ear. Go ahead and worry about that section later. And then I went straight down the middle just to make sure everything was even on both sides. Ooh, it's getting spicy. I wonder if y'all can hear the thunder. This is crazy. Like, what? But anyway, I went ahead and pretty much sectioned everything off according to how many boxes I wanted to do. So I knew I wanted this more on like the, I call it medium large side. Y'all, look at the hair, so pretty. I cannot wait to see what it looks like all wet. And of course, since I went to Costa Rica, of course that vlog will be going up really soon as well, because I know y'all are curious. I actually got to visit one of the black sand beaches, which was just an amazing experience. And yeah, so my little trick here, I usually go in and kind of lightly feather out the hair, and then of course I add a little bit of edge control at the tips of the hair just so that it like easily slides into my braid. And once I get it into this like kind of pointed method, you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Just like lightly rub your fingers together. I'm doing it now. Just to create like small tips. My braider actually told me, like, Essence was like, girl, you don't actually have to do that. And her braids are smooth each and every time. So I think for me, it's just a mental thing. I also knew that I was going to be wearing the braids down majority of the time. So I ended up doing that last row, just 2 rows. I totally should have split it into 3, but that was my little cheat sheet, girl. I knew I was not going to be wearing this up in a ponytail. I ended up making the length all the way down to the booty. Okay. So really, really long. So I knew I wasn't going to be putting it up just because I didn't really want the tension. And also sometimes on vacation, I just really like the way that bust down middle part, side part, half up, half down looks. So that's what's going on here. And feeding in the hair is fairly simple. Now, you don't have to be like me and actually like put the hair in your mouth. Like, no, that's not a part of the process. You don't have to do that. You could totally just like clip the hair away if you needed to. But you guys can see it's really, really easy. Once you get the method of just like feeding in the hair, literally all you're doing is taking your fingers and continuing that method all the way down. And I will say, even if your braid is not perfect, you can use the boho hair to kind of hide the areas that are not the best. Now, what I don't recommend is going in and, just cutting up the shaft of the hair. If you do have any random pieces sticking out, if I were you, use a little bit of edge control, a little bit of braiding gel, just to help slick everything down while you're braiding. In some instances, I do end up having to go back and kind of like refinish another braid, but y'all, don't worry. Practice makes perfect. You guys tell me this all the time. Chrissy, I don't know how you do it. Literally just practice. You've got to see that. My very first box braid video, that was my first time ever doing box braids on myself. And that's really how a lot of you guys followed me. So girl, I'm not a pro, okay? I'm just not afraid to try something new. That's really what it boils down to. Now, when it comes to sealing the end, you don't need to use hair glue. You can literally just take a little bit of section of the hair, wrap it around 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 times, girl, and just make a small little knot. And because I'm using the raw hair or the curly areas to wrap it around, once I go ahead and dip my braids, everything is just going to blend in seamlessly. Now, I was having some questions about my edges. I don't know. Sometimes my hair acts right, and other times it just does something very strange. I don't know if it was because I was fairly hot and the braiding gel kept heating up and kind of like sliding around, but my edges were not laying the way I wanted them to. Like, I was like, what is happening? Okay. I also have not applied any type of color to my hair in a while. So typically I'll do a jet black rinse. I have not done that. This is literally my natural hair color. That's why it really blends in so well with the actual braiding hair too. So I want to actually try to do boneless braids where you essentially braid down your hair and then go ahead and add in the human only hair. But it does take a little bit more time just because if I'm gonna, well, side note, you guys, I did end up reusing or putting the raw hair to the side. So don't worry, I'm going to show you how to reuse the hair and all that good stuff. But yeah, when I plan to reuse it again to do the boneless knotless for Essence Fest, okay, by the way, I absolutely just want to make sure that the hair is not like slipping out. So I'll be getting a move on that really soon, really shortly. I hope that like everyone is okay. I know there's a lot going on right now, and I've kind of been here, there, a little bit of everywhere right now. The best place to find me is actually on Instagram most days. I'm posting on my story consistently. Y'all know I have become an official runner, so I have another race coming up. Let me know if you need any details if you are in Atlanta, because yeah, I'm inviting you guys to come out and run with me. I think that would be a great bonding experience. So, and like a kind of a meet and greet. Some of you already know, and others I don't. So I would love that. Just let me know if you guys want to pop out. Okay. But yes, there's so much going on. I just hope that everyone is okay and in some type of like peaceful state of mind, because although there's always going to be things going on in the world, I don't want you to consume yourself with that. That's why I look at some of my videos as like a step away. I know it's just hair, but to me it's so much bigger than that. This has truly blessed me, changed my life, and the more that I speak with a lot of you, apparently it's changing the lives of you guys too, just in being able to do your own hair, build that confidence, and also spend a little bit of time with your loved ones too. So, you know, I appreciate you. You guys have definitely shown me that same appreciation over the years, and I cannot thank you enough. Now, one thing that I have learned over time is that you don't really want to build up too much boho hair at the top of that boho knotless braid because it can come off a little bit bulky. So I try to braid down maybe about 3 or 4 inches, and then I'll start to add the boho hair. And then in spots that I know that I'm gonna like want to pull out 1 or 2 little boho pieces, I will add it closer to like the very start of the braid. if you guys are familiar with, ever having a braider that just loads up your hair with all the boho pieces right at the top, and it just kind of gives like big hair, nobody wants that, okay? Actually, let me correct myself. Somebody wants that. I just prefer it to start a little bit further down, just because I know if I'm going to be wearing it in a middle part, I want it to look seamless and a little bit like, free flowing. And y'all can see the hair was really, really thick. I didn't end up using all bundles. I think I received 3. I ended up only using 2, and it was still extremely full. And like I said, because by the time I took this style out, by the time I actually ended up taking the style out and saving the hair, I was like, wow, I may have only had to let go of maybe 1/8 of a bundle, and that was probably just because of those bottom like pieces that I end up cutting at the end. So that's another pro tip too. If you do want it to look even fuller, once you have fully saturated the hair, you've gotten to that state of like, all right, I like the length, go ahead and do one all like even cut. But we'll kind of get to that later on in the video too, just for those of you that are like, Chrissy, wait, huh? Also, feel free to play back the areas that you need to on learning how to seal the end as well. Because once you run out of the braiding hair, it does get a little tricky because it will start to kind of just thin out. You literally will run out of hair. That's when I go in with very small pieces of the boho hair and just feed it in completely. I don't, leave anything out. I literally will go like from the middle of that boho piece and add it into the braid and continue braiding down. And then I let the curls kind of just hang free flowing, because of course, once they get wet, even if they have a little bit of edge control on one side and it looks a little funky at first, by the time it gets wet, that will wash away. Add a little bit of mousse and it will be fine. You guys will see in just a bit. I'm kind of showing you this now, how I literally just add it in. You see it's not the most smooth. In some areas, it is a little bit too thick, but girl, who's gonna check me? Okay, literally it's not that big of a deal. The boho hair is gonna cover it as long as your boxes, and I'm gonna say your boxes probably from your if you're gonna be wearing it down, definitely the boxes from your temple area all the way up to the middle part are going to be the most important, because that's more than likely what people are going to see. Y'all can see just how full, soft, voluminous, and shiny, okay, the hair actually is. So just keep that in mind. If you guys do decide to try this texture, honestly, if I had to pick, I would have picked this texture from years ago, okay, because I'm like, it just looks so freaking natural. Like, I could even imagine me doing this with like some Senegalese twists, which is actually my thought process. I really want to reuse this hair for Senegalese twists, but I know y'all are like, Chrissy, you're doing boho right now. Stay focused. I know, I feel it 1,000%, but just keep that in mind. It is an investment, and I want y'all to know that I am here to support the investment down the line. So don't worry, okay? There will be additional tutorials with this hair as well, just showing you how versatile it is, because babes, I'm 2 seconds from like, what? Okay, getting some clip-ins like this too. This is so freaking pretty. Like, look, okay? And keep in mind, you can also use this hair in like a crochet way too. So I know that that's like a thing now. I also went in with a little bit of hairspray. I've never done this. Honestly, I don't recommend doing it, because if you do have a sensitive scalp, the alcohol can irritate it on top of the braiding gel. I don't know what made me do that. That was just so random. But anyway, this was the night before we actually leave for vacation. So girl, I was tired, okay? This was the next morning. I woke up to dip the braids, had to catch the flight, and I'm no longer in the habit of using extremely hot boiling water. Yes, girl, woke up with a pimple, okay? But I'm not really using extremely hot boiling water. Like, I can literally put my hand in the water, no hotter than, actually, I'm not even gonna say hotter than my shower, because my shower be a little bit spicy, but definitely hot enough, like, okay, my hand can touch it comfortably, and I'm not like, okay, good enough for me. And then I go in with a little bit of the Pattern Beauty, a lot of the Pattern Beauty mousse, just to set everything in place, allowed it to air dry. And you could totally go in with like a blow dryer, a diffuser, to really like get to the point faster if you wanted to. But I didn't have that kind of time, okay? I definitely want you guys to stick around for the vlog so that you guys are able to just see kind of other things outside of hair, what's going on with me. me how I'm wearing my hair on vacation. Special thank you to WowAfrican, because you guys never disappoint. The hair textures that you guys have sent me over the years are always 10 out of 10, okay? Did not have to worry about tangling, shedding, matting, any of the things. So definitely make sure to trim off the ends just to get that nice and even cut. And babes, we have a winner. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Y'all know I love y'all so much. Stay pretty. These videos are actually already on Instagram. If you missed it, where have you been? And of course, I will see you in my very next video. Bye, babies.